Cobbers. My name's Adam Hills. Welcome to Spicks and Specs, the music quiz show that tonight is clearly going back to the 70s. Our two team captains each and every week are the Bonza bloke, Alan Bro, and the top little Sheila, Miff Warhurst. Alan's first guest tonight is a record producer, music journalist, broadcaster and the former host of Countdown. He epitomises Australian music in the 70s. He's Molly Meldrum. Alan's second team member is an actress and comedian who appeared in such TV shows as The Mavis Bramston Show, The Naked Vicar Show and Graham Kennedy's Blankety Blanks. She's the epitome of Australian TV in the 70s. She's Nolene Brown. Miff's first guest tonight is an entrepreneur and businessman who established Mushroom Records and the Frontier Touring Company and is responsible for bringing us such bands as Split Enz, Sherbet and Kylie Minogue. He's the epitome of the Australian recording industry in the 70s. He's Michael Gudinski. Miff's final guest is a comedian who grew up in America, moved to Australia and whose hair is the epitome of Australian fashion in the 70s. Welcome back, Tommy Dean.
I was really hoping I was going to be the epitome of something. As you worked your way around, I was going, this is going to be a stretch.
Yeah, it's the hair.
Yeah.
And when did you start with hair like that, Tommy Dean?
In the 1970s.
When I finished with it.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of hair, though, Adam, are you sporting some sort of tight gentleman's perm there?
I believe I have a tight gentleman. In fact, I've been handed this to complete the image, if I may, just for a moment.
DKL, is it?
I think I am a little bit Dennis K. Lilly right about now, who did make an appearance on Countdown.
You did indeed, and came to many of my parties at my house, and it was fun.
What did he do on Countdown?
Well, it wasn't so much what he did on Countdown. It was more what he did at the house where he bowled a maiden over, which surprised me.
Maybe someone did, Molly.
Miff, I'm assuming you're kind of Susie Quattro, leather Tuscadero...
Totally.
70s rock chick?
Yeah, totally.
Alan?
I bought this from home. I'm sort of your ugly Dave Gray, I reckon.
Right.
But without the cigar.
And the jokes?
Thanks for that.
No, I mean, and the jokes. Have you brought the jokes with you?
Oh, I hope not.
And while we are talking 70s, Nolene, what were you wearing in the 70s?
Well, I'm wearing it. This is my wedding dress from the 70s.
Oh.
So this is mid-70s. So I'd only ever worn it once. But it's got a few sort of age spots on it, but haven't we all?
What did the groom wear?
It was suit rather like the
Before we get into it, though, let's see what our teams are playing for tonight. What have you got, Pete?
Why waste all that money on travelling to Europe when you can have Switzerland in your own home with this snappy fondue set? You'll be the toast of every dinner party as you and 5 of your closest friends dip, dunk and devour your way to cheesy, artery-hardened heaven. So now you can enjoy cheese at home as it was intended, melted and tongue-burningly hot. Fondue, it's Swiss for wow.
All right, let's get on with the questions. There's only one topic tonight. Clearly, it's the 70s.
What's that?
It's just to remind us we're in the 70s.
Oh, sorry.
That's you with hair, Molly.
Everyone on your buzzers, let's play Speaks and Specs. Your first question for 1 point. If you were invited by Victoria Police to Murrelbach Community Centre in 1976, you were on your way to which inaugural teenage dance? Yes.
Blue light dancing?
Oh, Blue Light Disco. I'm going to give you that. That's what I was looking for.
Blue light disco?
Next question for 2 points. Who had a string of disco hits in the 70s with the Sunshine Band and... Oh, yes, OK.
KC.
KC and the Sunshine Band. There was 2 parts of that question.
And the next part was his name was Peter Finch.
No! I'm going to go to this side. What was his surname?
Casey.
It was Casey. Harry Wayne Casey, a point on each side.
Oh, well done.
I had the most horrendous time with him, though. It was just shocking.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I had to go and interview him in New York at Madison Square Gardens, and Frankie Valli was also performing.
Right.
And Casey came from the Casablanca record label down in Miami, which was run by the Mafia in Miami, and Frankie Valli was run by the Mafia in New York. and it was a very, very towy 3 days, you know. And they finally had a big party at the end, and I was standing there having a drink as normal in the 70s, and they continued into the 80s and the 90s. You know? But these guys were discussing and looking down at these buildings of who was in that particular concrete slab down there, and they were meaning it. And
So this is where Underbelly came from.
Underbelly came from KC and the Sunshine Band.
Wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this episode will never be seen in Victoria.
that's
All right. Now, being the 70s, we have to ask a question about Countdown. But Molly, being that you have an unfair advantage, we're going to ask you not to answer this question.
Shut
so
up.
you're assuming that I knew everything that was going on in Countdown.
That's unfair. You might learn something you don't remember at all.
Okay, this is for everyone except Molly. I'm going to show 3 Molly Meldrum interview grabs from 70s episodes of Countdown. Wait till the end. Tell me all 3 people that Molly's interviewing.
Oh, okay.
You go through so many facets of music. Country singer, and then going into sort of a rock number like Here We Go Again. People say, why have you discarded your glasses? And now we come to the most important part of the... Sorry. All right. Could I just have one glass of water, please?
Myth, who are the 3?
Well, Dolly Parton was the first one. The second one would have been Elton John. And the last one was one of my favourite moments from you, Molly, Prince Charles.
Yes, it was. 3 points out of 3.
I started getting worried about myself. When I was interviewing Dolly, I just had a fixation on her boobs, and I couldn't get my fixation off her boobs. And I thought, gosh, am I turning?
But she was sort of a magic. It's almost like you could be scared of flying, but when blimps are overhead, you can't help but marvel.
Let's move on for 4 points. In 1976, US punk outfit The Ramones released this debut album.
Gerard.
Name the 4 Ramones in that lineup. Yes, this side.
Joey,
Yes.
Dee Dee,
Yes.
Mikey.
No. So I'll let you have one more guess.
Joey?
You've got Joey and Dee Dee.
It's the one Night Moves discovered, not Countdown, actually, the Ramones. You wouldn't play
Right, OK. Well, you answer the question, Smart.
Can I just say, right, this has been going on all day.
Been going on longer than a day.
Get back to the Ramones, it's rock and roll. Countdown
Yeah, sorry.
and
No,
As long as
we're-
you answer the questions, it's your
Okay, I'm
bad.
gonna throw-
Johnny?
Sorry?
Joey, Johnny, Dee Dee and Marky?
Johnny was another one that I was looking for. Marky wasn't in the group at that point. Who was on drums? Anyone? Anyone? I'm going to open
Joey,
up.
Phil
Johnny.
Collins.
Tommy Ramone. Was the person who was looking for. Tommy Ramone was on drums. For 5 points, Grease was one of the most successful musical films of the 70s.
Yes, it was!
Oh my God, 5 points, Tommy David. All I wanted on that question was affirmation. Name 5 songs from the movie that Olivia Newton-John sang on.
Oh, the one that I love.
Hopelessly devoted to you.
Yes, that's 2.
Summer.
Summer Love.
Summer Nights, but I'm going to give that to you. It's close enough.
Yeah. You couldn't see her, but I think she was in Greased Lightning.
No, she wasn't really trying.
That was worth a try.
I'm going to throw it over to this side now, just to see if anyone on this side knows the other 2
Was
songs.
the name of the song Sandra D?
It's Look at Me, I'm Sandra Dee, but I'm going to give you...
Legend!
There's one more that no one's got yet, and I'm going to give you a
They
hint.
said hopelessly devoted. They said Summer Nights. You said
She didn't solo on this one, she sang it with the rest of the cast.
Oh, I know.
Done your
Myth.
one that I love.
Beauty School
around.
Dropout?
It's not Beauty School Dropout, it's the final song of the movie, We Go Together.
Oh, we go together!
At the end of the first round, the scores are Alan, Molly, Nolene are on 6 points, Myth, Michael, Tommy just in front, 7 points. I'm going to give each team a quote from a famous artist with a key word blanked out. You have to tell me what the blanked out word is. And I'm going to try and do it in blankety blanks style. So... Alan, Molly and Nolene. Your first quote is from one half of Sonny and Cher, Sonny Bono. Sonny said, I'm a blank, I've always been a blank.
Blank.
Write down what you think that blank might be. Do, 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 do. How you going there, Tommy?
I'm going good, Graham.
Excellent.
Did you really just walk around?
Yeah, just walked around, chatted to people, and they told jokes.
Really good jokes?
No, they were bad jokes. Do you want to tell a bad joke?
Well, I took my wife to the dog track the other night, but he got second in her class.
Right. So, Alan, Molly, Nolene, Sonny Bono said, I'm a blank, I've always been a blank.
Wife beater. I think that's what Cher said about him. But I think he was really a real estate person, wasn't he?
No, it wasn't Sonny. It was Ike that belted up to Tina.
Oh, damn. Well, he was
Yeah.
a real estate operator.
I know, but to avoid embarrassment, he told people he was a wife beater. Molly, what did you have?
A boner.
Sonny Bono said, I'm a boner, I've always been a boner. Al, please do something that can go to air. Sonny Bono said, I'm a blank, I've always been a blank.
Well, I've never been a fan, so I wrote huge lady man.
I'm a huge lady man, I've always been a huge lady man.
Yeah.
You've each given an answer. I'll tell you what, as team captain, Alan, I will let you go with one of those answers or come up with something you think might even be vaguely accurate.
It seems rude not to go with wife beater, doesn't it?
Sonny Bono said, I'm a blank, I've always been a blank.
I think I'm going to say singer.
Sonny Bono actually said, I'm a maverick, I've always been a maverick.
Damn.
What was Sonny on when he said that?
What was he on when he said that?
Hopefully not
dear.
Cher. Thanks.
Miff, Michael and Tommy. Rod Stewart said, instead of getting married again, I'm going to find a woman I don't like and just give her a blank.
Okay.
Do, 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 do. La, 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 la. How are you, Nolene? Going well?
I'm going very well, thank you, Graham.
I saw Dick the other day.
Oh, did you see? How was Dick?
Dick's well.
Oh, really? Dick is always very well. Sometimes he's shorter than others, though. Is that right?
Well, it has been cold
That was
lately.
Little Dick. Yes.
Back over here. Miff, Michael, Tommy, from Rod Stewart. Rod said, instead of getting married again, I'm going to find a woman I don't like and just give her a blank.
Well, I wanted to stay with the theme of the show as Nolene, since she was there. I wanted to stay with her theme, so I'm assuming this might be right. Black eye. If you prefer, soccer team.
Michael, what did you have? Rod
right.
Stewart, instead of getting married again, I'm going to find a woman I don't like and just give her...
Until wife number 3, he said blank check. But wife number 4, he's a happy man, and I don't want to lose the next tour because he's a legend. Blank check.
And Miff? Instead of getting married again, I'm going to find a woman I don't like and just give her an Andre Rieu CD. Is that your final answer?
I know what it is.
What?
It's a house.
No, that would never work.
The
When he was
street.
married to Alana, that would never have worked.
Boy, he should have given her up.
Absolutely. I nearly gave one.
I'm torn. Is it a check or is it a house? What are we going to go with? You two? Battle it out.
It's up to you.
It's up to you.
I'm the boss.
Don't make me give you a...
Don't make me give you up.
At least yours heals.
I love the house idea, but given you know the man, I have to go with you, Michael.
The answer is, Rod Stewart said, instead of getting married again, I'm going to find a woman I don't like and just give her a house.
Oh, no! I'm going to give this to myself.
This was about the 4th wife. He loves her.
Early wife. Alan, Molly, Nolene, your second quote. This time is from Sex Pistols bass player Sid Vicious. Sid said, American audiences are just the same as any other audiences except more blank. American audiences just the same as any other audiences except more blank. Spickety blanks. What a great show. We'll give our thanks to the
Camilla.
ABC and Co.
Camilla.
Yes. Is my moustache coming
Just
off again?
quickly.
Okay. Cool. Oh dear, really?
Yeah, you're falling apart at the hair. There you go.
Okay, how are we looking over here?
I know this one.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a bit like Hamish on this show, but I actually know this one. So do you want to do me last?
It's a scene.
Well, Molly, that means you and I fight over who's first.
No. That means you and I are together now. Sorry, Adam.
No, not at all. Alan, we'll start at your end.
I think American audiences are...
Just the same as any other audiences, except more American.
Well said.
Makes
What a great
perfect
ad
sense.
campaign, though. America, with even more American now.
Molly, American audience is just the same as any other audiences except more drugged out. Oh. And Nolene, American audience is just the same as any other audiences except more...
Boring!
That's exactly the right quote. Final one, Mick, Michael, Tommy. Your second quote is from Elton John. Elton John said, "I think people should be free to engage in any sexual practices they choose. They should draw the line at blank, though."
I've got this together.
Elton John, "I think people should be free to engage in any sexual practices they choose. They should draw the line at blank, though." Nolene, you know, Dick's just moved into a new house and he was telling me he was having a shower and heard a knock at the door. So he wrapped a towel around himself, went out to the door, and there was this beautiful woman in a negligee who just said, "Hello, I'm your new next door neighbour. I thought we should get better acquainted. Can I come in?" And Dick went, "Of course." She came in and said, "Can I take off your towel?" He said, "Yes." She said, "Can I hold your left testicle in my right hand?" He went, "Yes." She said, "Can I hold your right testicle in my left hand?" He said, "Yes." She said, "Can I do with them whatever I want?" And Dick went, "Go for it." She went, "Good. Don't park your car across my driveway." So, over here we go. What was your answer to Elton John saying, "I think people should be free to engage in any sexual practices they choose. They should draw the line at blank, though." Tommy?
I think you said I should draw the line at, never mind.
Michael? They should draw the line at an animal or Molly. Miff?
And I just got totally nervous because you know how we use computers and stuff now and have spell check? I've just written this word here and I think I might have spelled it incorrectly.
Okay.
Pigeons. Is that how you spell it? Does it have a D?
No D. Doesn't matter.
Pigeons? Why
There you go.
pigeons?
Dirty birds?
So, Miff, which one are you going to go with?
None of the above. Are we allowed to take none of them in order to cut our losses?
Yep, you can take another one.
Do you know a real answer?
Do you know the answer?
I can't imagine.
It might be something like hurting people.
Or the royal family.
Well, it probably was.
What, Queen?
The Queen.
Elton John said, quote, "I think people should be free to engage in any sexual practices they
Oh, no.
choose. They should draw the line at goats, though."
But all other animals are fine.
That's incredible.
At the end of that round, the scores are dead set even. Alan, Molly, Nolene on 7 points. Miff, Michael, Tommy also 7 points. Teams have to buzz in and identify the tunes I'm about to play backwards.
Okay.
Everyone on your buzzers? First tune, please.
On its way home.
Hang on, help us on its way.
Help us on its way, Little River Band. Yes, well spotted, Miff. Forwards sounds like this.
It wasn't that much different, really.
Not so much. Next song, please.
Queen is...
Miff.
Horror movie.
You're amazing at this game, Miff. Yes, it's horror movie by
She
Skyhawks.
used to play them backwards. Did you do that? That's
Forwards,
I did a
it
bit
sounded
of it.
like this. Skyhook's horror movie putting his kids through college. Next song, please.
Like a blues singer.
Renee Gayer!
What song is
Renee
it?
Gayer, all right.
Yeah.
She's singing.
What song
It's
is it?
Renee
It's
Gayer.
definitely
What's the song?
Renee. It's a man's
It
world.
is Renee
It's a man's
Gayer.
world by Renee Gayer. Yes, Miff's all over it.
She's killing us.
You know, this is Miff is so good, and this is devastating me that all this is happening now.
Why?
As you know, I mean, I did everything else backwards in the 70s, and I can't hear the record backwards. This is ridiculous, you know?
Forwards, it sounded like this. Great song. Next song, please.
That was my
again.
mistake. You said Split Ends.
Yes, Miff, on fire.
Wow.
It was my mistake, Split Ends. It sounds like this forwards. Final song. This side.
Is it April Sun in Cuba?
Oh, it is too.
By Dragon, yes.
Well done.
Which sounds like this when it's played forwards. I reckon that round was a bit of a routing. The scores are Alan, Molly, Nolene stayed on 7 points. Miff, Michael,
bad.
Tommy in front, 12 points. Now, punk and disco were massive in the 70s, but not entirely compatible. So tonight, each team has to knock down as many punks as they can by rolling a disco ball at them. Miff, Michael and Tommy, if you'd like to make your way behind me and down to the alley, please. Ladies and gentlemen, Miff, Michael, Tommy. If you would just like to pick up a disco ball each, please. You'll each have one roll at the pins. Miff, take it away.
All right, here we go. I've got no skill on the...
Pretty good start, Miff. All right.
Oh my God, you dropped your ball.
Tommy, would you like to go next?
Bob Dylan.
Disco ball.
Down to you.
Michael, bring it home. One more taken out. 4 points for Miff, Michael and Tommy. Alan, Molly, Nolene, you're up next. Make your way down to the alley. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan, Nolene and Molly.
Okay, let's go.
Nolene, would you like to go first?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you go and show me how to do it.
Wow. A woman's never said that to me, Nolene.
And now, with the two of you next to each other, it actually looks like a lovely wedding shot. Alan, take it away.
Okay, I will. Oh.
One pin down. Nolene.
How far in can you go?
Right up.
Far enough.
Molly, unaccustomed as you are, can you knock those 3 guys over?
You're the first.
Alan, Nolene, Molly, also 4 points. Which means at the end of that round, the scores are Alan, Molly, Nolene are on 11 points. Miff, Michael, Tommy still in front, though, 16 points. Teams, hands on your buzzers. 1 point for a correct answer, 1 point off for a wrong answer. Your questions start now. Who was Queen of Pop for the 3rd year in a row in 1978? Oh, was it? Sorry, it was this side that went. Sorry. It was Marsha Hines. Well spotted.
Done.
I was really furious. She just beat me by 1 point.
Who was King of Pop in the same year? That's this side.
John Farnham.
No, it was John Paul Young. Which gravelly voiced DJ appeared as himself in George Lucas's American... Yes?
In American Graffiti,
Yep.
and his name is
So was
the
that-
Wolfman.
Wolfman Jack. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to accept that. Which of the following historical figures did Rick Wakeman not write a concept album about in the 70s? Franz Liszt, Henry VIII, King Arthur or Beatrix Potter?
Beatrix Potter.
Beatrix Potter it is, yes, Smith. Track 5 on Explosive Hit 74 was the La-Di-Da's Too Pooped to What? Yes.
Pop.
Yes. In 10cc's Dreadlock Holiday, the song's character is walking down the street concentrating
Oh, yeah.
On trucking right.
on trucking right, yes. The slow ballad-like section of Stevie Wright's song is Evie Part 1...
2.
2 or 3 was the rest of the question. It is part 2. Apart from A Night at the Opera, name another 70s Queen album that is also a Marx Brothers film.
A Day at the Races.
A Day at the Races. And your final question. Who was the most influential man in Australian music in the 1970s?
Oh.
Pardon while I throw up.
All right, as the smoke on the water clears, the final scores ended up with Alan, Molly, Nolene on 15 points. Miff, Michael, Tommy winning the day, 19 points. Would you please thank all our guests for tonight, Molly Meldrum, Nolene Brown, Michael Gudinski and Tommy Dean. And of course, course, our two team captains, Alan Bro and Miff Warhurst. We'd like to leave you tonight by taking you back to the 70s with some good old-fashioned disco dancing from the Spicks and Specks Solid Bronze Dancers. Thanks for watching Spicks and Specks. My name's Adam Hills. Good night, John Boy.